So, Dovilė, thank you for your presence here in Romania, and welcome in Romania too. I know that this is the first time when you're coming here. Hope you will enjoying that period until you stay in that seminary. So, in your opinion, what is mean the importance from European project for the statutes and for the enforcement procedure inside of the European country?
I am happy to be here and to share the best practice, and of course it's very useful such events when you are able to share this best practice, and we must think in the future about more common procedures. We must learn from the mistakes, from not our mistakes, but from the other mistakes, and we can do the better enforcement in the future. And it's very important to do the better enforcement in the European Union countries, all over European Union countries as well. So maybe this would be the most important.
Thank you very much. Yes, that projects that person who want to accomplish, to move a little bit the things inside of the professions can initiate that European projects, and that can be very good for all the judicial system. So, regarding the new technology, in your opinion, what can be apported inside of the enforcement procedure that new technology?
Of course, enforcement must move like all the modern world to the electronical virtuality. Without this, effectivity of enforcement is impossible. So we must think about the best solutions, how not to forget the rights of a debtor, of a creditor, but nevertheless to move to the electronical space, and to try to create such procedures would be fair to the all parties of enforcement, and of course it will make visibility and transparency of the enforcement more and more, and these things help you to follow under the enforcement procedure, to follow to the judicial officer, and to follow to the creditors, to the debtors, and the procedures. And if you are open to the judicial officer, it means if you are just a debtor because you have no financial possibilities to pay the debt, you would be willingness to receive the documents by electronical means, to take part in enforcement, e-enforcement. But if you in general don't want to pay the debt because you are not willing to do this, or you trying to hide some incomes from judicial officer, and you will not be quite active in such procedures. But in general, e-enforcement will help for both debtor and creditor.
So, in my opinion, too, the digitalizations can give a high level for all the enforcement procedure. You, Lithuania, I mean, and all the Baltic country have a good digitalization systems. Who all the enforcement colleagues have a good access. I asked you regarding the electronic signature. Can you explain a little bit in what conditions one judicial officer in Lithuania can create that electronic signature, and how he can use in the enforcement procedure the electronic signature?
Electronic signature is the most important instrument in the enforcement procedure because we have in Lithuania a centralized enforcement case system, and judicial officer is connecting to the system, starting to do all enforcement procedures only after that, when he signs all the documents with electronic signature. And it is, of course, identification, clarification, who is taking responsibility for this procedure, for this action. Also, I would like to emphasize that the advices of judicial officer and some staff in the office also has their electronic signature, and it's very good because the judicial officer, like manager of the officer, can follow under all actions as well. You can clearly see whom is responsible for and who created one or another document, and also it allows to the debtors and creditors to connect to the system and see, control the procedure of enforcement. So it's very useful, and it's time consuming because you don't need anymore to come to the judicial officer's office. You and judicial officer also in some cases don't need to send documents by paper. He signs by electronic signature and sends by system to the parties of enforcement.
Thank you very much. That it's a good example that the states have trust in judicial officer. So was a very grateful meeting today. We thank you for your presence, and we wait you for the future in our next conference. I want to wish you a good luck in your activity, and maybe to the next.
Thank you very much.